family, friends, and subscribers. I got the part in the mail, the new voltage regulator, and put it in this little electric start generator that I'm going to loan to a neighbor so that they can start and charge their batteries on cold mornings up on the mountain. Sometimes they're not able to start the Honda. It's a full start, and you know, they're elderly and it's difficult for them to start. So I've been waiting to get a new voltage regulator for this one, and it came in the mail today and I installed it, and it seems to be doing fine under a load test right now. See right under this cover, the blue cover, I know it's hard to hear me. Here's the old voltage regulator, and under this cover it goes right there. Right inside that cover, it bolts in like that. These connectors hook up. So one thing that I noticed, this is it says 4,000 watt right on the generator, whatever that means. The horsepower works out to it being a 3,200 watt continuous. It had a 2.8 kilowatt voltage regulator. That might have been part of its problem. So instead of a 2.8, I put one in that's rated for the horsepower of the motor, and the nomenclature plate that says it's a 3,200 watt continuous. So I got a voltage regulator that's designed for a 3 to 4K. And interesting, this regulator from a generator parts warehouse here in the US, they wanted $67 plus shipping, and it was 7 to 10 days shipping. I got one ordered from overseas for $8.44, and it was here in 14 days. I didn't want to spend $60 on it because I noticed that the armature was the voltage on the brushes were too high. It shouldn't be over 10, should be about 5, and the voltage on the brushes were 11.5 volts. And that tells me it's starting to break down, or they just wound it wrong. So I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money, you know, $70, 70 plus, to see if I could resurrect that generator. I thought I'd try a cheaper way to go. So I got one from China for $8.44, and it seems to be working fine so far. I'm load testing it, and it's actually doing better than that diesel generator I repaired the other day. That diesel was only able to put 10 amps on the batteries, and this one's putting on 32. Now you notice down there that the voltage was 126 volts under load. That explains a little bit of why it's able to put out a little bit more amperage to the batteries, because it's peak to peak, or its peak clip voltage, as they say, is set a little bit higher. Anything under 130 volts is fine for what I'm going to be doing. I noticed the other voltage regulator, it was set from the factory at 110 volts, and it was also too small for the application. So hopefully all that's been corrected. And so far I've been load testing here for a half hour, and it seems like it's real stable, and my inverter seems to like the power that's coming from it. If it didn't like it, if it was dirty power, if the cycles are too far off, if the voltage is too low, or there's a lot of RF on it, this inverter says, hey, the power's not clean enough, I'm kicking it out. This inverter charger was originally designed as a giant UPS. So if the power's not good, it's going to go back and create its own power through the batteries. and we're in a 10-day weather event. We've had 5 days of beautiful sunshine, and today, since this morning, what is it? It's 2 o'clock now, and I've only made 38 amp hours of solar, so the sun must have popped out for a minute. But here's a good picture. I've got 1400 watts potential, and I'm putting out if I hit the right button here, 41 watts, 1.4 amps at 24 volts, 41 watts out of 1400. And I'll show you what the sky looks like. And this is stuff that people don't know, and they don't tell you when you're putting in your solar system. Out of a 44 amp potential in direct sun, on a day like today, I'm getting 1.2 amps or 41 watts out of 1400 watts available. That's why the Jenny is running. And when I fire up my generator on a non-laundry day, so I'm just topping the batteries back, bulking them up, and hopefully allowing the solar to finish them off, it takes an hour and a half of generator time a day to keep me up where I like to be. The batteries so far have been averaging, for the last month, I'd say, and when I get up in the morning, the batteries are anywhere from 88 to 91% full. And that's good. I'm just using the top. And hopefully the batteries are going to last a good long time. So it's worth it to run the generator for me for an hour and a half a day. And with the diesel, since I get an 8-hour run out of a gallon, the diesel is certainly the way to go. Hour and a half on that diesel is just not using much fuel at all. So far I'm still into the free fuel. A friend of mine gave me a new fuel tank, and it had 60 some gallons of kerosene in it. So I did some research online to see what I would have to add to 60 gallons of kerosene to make it burnable in our climate. You can burn straight kerosene up north, it's cold enough, but down here you need to put some additives in it, and I did. I put in a top-end lubricant to try to make it as friendly as I could, and then I added 125 gallons of off-grid diesel fuel. And so I don't think that 60 gallons is going to be a problem anyway with that mixture. So technically we're still burning free fuel. I've only burned I think 7 gallons since fall total. So yeah, we're doing okay. We'll see how it goes. It's supposed to be a major wind event here in a couple of days. So you folks have a real, oh my goodness, look at that dogwood tree. Look at those colors. Wow. Okay, have a very blessed day.